All right, lads. Welcome back to me podcast. Cheaper than therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? How are you doing? Listen, thanks for coming back. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate it. I appreciate you helping my numbers go up and up and up, and I really appreciate you coming back. And if you're new, welcome aboard. Also, why don't you check it out on YouTube if you're not already watching this on YouTube, if you're listening wherever you're getting your podcast from. Maybe head over to YouTube. I like it on YouTube because you guys can leave comments. And sometimes people don't like some of the jokes I say, and I like that. Some people kind of like attack you based on, a Britney conspiracy or something like that. Or if I mention QAnon, it's just funny. Send your messages and your comments. I like to hear the feedback. I got this week. A lot of people were not happy with some of the jokes. Again, they're jokes. Some of them are even comedians that got upset about it. But hey, we move on, don't we? Guess what? May 1st, Maguire's. Is it May 1st? Yeah, May 1st, Maguire's Comedy Club in Bohemia. I'm headlining there. Tickets on sale. I think they're gone nearly. I don't know. Go check out. I don't have the website in front of me. And just announced May 21st. May 22nd, Mohegan Sun in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I am back in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Very, very excited to go back to there. It's one of my favorite places to go, to travel. Also my other podcast with two of my comedian friends, it returns this week. We had a death in one of the fellas' families, and we do mention that on it's one of the funniest episodes I think we've done, because it was good to come back, It's called the Almost Irish Podcast. It's a lot of fun. But so how are you all doing? I'm recording this now on April 21st. I had to think what month it was. That's how fucking weird it's gone. April 21st, 0421. Right? And we know what yesterday was. Yesterday was a crazy, crazy day. Crazy day. I mean, some people went too hard celebrating Hitler's birthday. Right? Some people went a little bit too hard. It's their favorite holiday. And they went crazy celebrating. I'm not. I would never celebrate Hitler's birthday. Guy's a scumbag. But it was 420, as people say. And here's what I like about the 420 thing, because we all know it's that weed thing. It's all about weed, right? 420 is all about weed. And this is what I like about the whole, now that weed is legal, because I don't smoke weed. I've never smoked weed. I've never tried it. I've been around a bunch of people. I remember once a friend of mine he got 2 tickets to see Bob Dylan, worst show I was ever at, and I love Dylan. And we drove all the way to Foxwoods Casino in the car, and he goes, "You're going to drive." And I go, "All right, mate." So I drove his truck, and he smoked weed the whole way, and it was disgusting. And I couldn't tell him, "Hey man, put that out," because he got me free tickets to fucking Bob Dylan. Had I known Bob Dylan was going to be so bad, I probably went, "You know what, fuck it, roll that window down, mate. That's disgusting." But I don't smoke weed. I don't partake, as they say. And I'm kind of glad it's legal now. And the reason why I'm glad it's legal, because now they have to shut the fuck up about it. Right? There was nothing worse than they act like it's this rebellious thing. Like, listen, I don't judge anybody, he said quite judgingly. Anybody who smokes weed, right? Hey man, I have nothing against it. I don't think it should be illegal. I think it causes no harm, right, to anybody. I know it's not addictive. Apart from it stinking up the fucking place, let it. It's fine. It's fine. It's just another thing I have to smell. Listen, some people smell my farts. I know I don't want to be crass. Is that the word I'm looking for? Crass. So I don't care. It's just another bad thing I have to smell. But the good thing about weed being legal, though, is now, because they have to shut the fuck up, because it was that rebellious thing, right? And you were a rebellious man, right? You were a rebel if you smoked weed. And sometimes comics would go up on stage and they go, "Where's my weed smokers?" And pockets of people go, "Woo!" And they're like, "Oh, we're in on this rebellion thing. We're rebellious. It's illegal, but we're still doing it, man." And I'm just glad it's gone now. So now it's just because it's legal, it's just like smoking. It's just like chewing gum. It's just chewing gum. So all those hip hop songs, where they would fucking talk about weed. It's not. They would always use it as part of like a rebellion, like smoked out weed out there, and I'm like, go ahead, then do it. Like it's just like you might as well say like chew that gum out there, homie. You know what I mean? Yeah, drink that diet soda. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant now. You're not cool. It doesn't go apart with the mystique of you being tough. You're not rebellious anymore. It's now like if you go back and listen to like old hip hop albums now and show it to people, like The Chronic by Dr. Dre, right? If you show that to a younger generation now when they know weed is legal, it's like showing George Carlin to a new comedian. It's like, all right, George Carlin, yeah, like I get it. I get he was, and you're telling me why he was hilarious, but it's not funny. Go back and listen to George Carlin. It's not funny. Yeah, at the time it was hilarious. It was rebellious. He got locked up in jail for saying certain words that you're not allowed to say. But put it on, you're not going to laugh. Same effect as weed now. It's like you can put, a lot of people on weed giggle, but put it on. Smoke, like, put on an album where they talk about smoking weed. It's like, why is he writing why is there so many songs about this something that's just the equivalent of eating a sandwich? It's just fun, and that's why I'm glad it's illegal. Just so people can shut the fuck up now and move on. Move on from it, please. Right? Nobody gives a shit. 420. Like, you know where 420 came from? A lot of people were, and I did research for this show. A lot of people believe like 420 came from Bob Marley. Was it a time he died? Is it Willie Nelson's age? Right? Would make sense. Did Cheech and Chong come up with it? Is it a code for if you got arrested in jail? Is it like a code like, oh, you got locked up for a 420, which means it doesn't mean any of that shit. 420 came from high school students in California. They finished school and then they would go around the back at 420 and get high. And then it just took off from there. That's literally where it came from. Google it. I ain't wrong. So that's where 420 came from. And then everybody would, like all those Kevin Smith movies. Is it Kevin Smith? Yeah, I like a good Kevin Smith movie once in a while, but very, in my opinion, he's overrated. All those weed jokes now, you're useless. Now you gotta watch a movie and explain it to him. Like, well, back then, you were allowed to do that, right? Like when I watched 12 Years a Slave with my kids, just to try kind of fucking shock them about what the world was like for some people, and you have to explain. Well, back then, you could, you know what I mean? And that's what weed movies are. It's like, well, because you used to be able to do it. Power gone. Poof. Gone. That's it. It's over. That, let's get, and it's Hitler's birthday too. I don't think anybody celebrates that. I've never met a person that I know of celebrates that shit. That fucking idiot, with his dumb. He ruined, we were talking about that too, like the other day, about Hitler, as you do at my group. But we were talking about that fucking, like, aren't we so lucky that Hitler decided to, like, get that mustache? Like, that's not missed, right? Nobody can have that mustache anymore. We know Hitler took that mustache off Charlie Chaplin, right? So Charlie Chaplin was probably going, oh, he fucking ruined my look now. What do you mean? Because I had a great little thing going on, and then he fucking took it, and then that's over. Isn't it, like, aren't we so lucky that Hitler wasn't into, like, jeans? Like, imagine Hitler loved jeans. We'd never be able to wear jeans again. The cunt. He would have ruined everything, right? Or full beards. What if Hitler had a full beard or one of those, like, old-timey mustache? Like, the old-timey mustaches he could have had. Like, we would have been happy with that one. But the full, imagine you had a beard and that was like he took that look and people were like, oh, fuck, I always wanted a nice beard. Right? You want to stay warm in the winter if you're out working outdoors. I'm only talking about men now. And some Italian women. But yeah, like, so we're just glad Hitler didn't ruin jeans or sunglasses. Right? Or what if he invented the baseball hat? So yeah, it was a great day. 420 is a fun day. But not anymore. I just kind of hope I lose that. I'm just sick of it, all the fucking, the stigmatism of and the toughness and the rebellious side of it. You're not rebellious anymore, mate. You're not. So just stop talking about it now. That's it. That's my thing on 420, if you will. Also yesterday, and I kind of have to mention, I have to tiptoe very lightly when I talk about this conversation, but yesterday that ex-cop, who killed George Floyd, was found guilty. Was found guilty on everything, and that's nice, right? That's good that he got found guilty. That's really good now, and I kind of hope we can move on and kind of put some shit behind us. But you know what doesn't help the situation is like politicians. Look, I've said this before. I fucking hate all of them. All of them, because they're all at there pandering to what they think you want to hear. That's it, all of them. And you might go, oh, here we go. Yeah, well, Trump, but didn't like Trump either. I just not a politician. Politicians and the media are fucking ruining the country and the world. I believe that. I truly believe that. The media wants to keep us all fighting with each other. Right? Remember those guys in school when people would start fighting? Hey, John, did you hear what he just said? What did he say? Oh, I can't tell you, but he said, oh, you know what he said? And then he would go like, something like, like he's tougher than you. And then John would go, yeah, whatever. Oh, he said whatever. Just to get fucking people fighting. We always had that cunt in school that tried to start fights. That's what the media is. That's what the media and politicians are. They want to keep us all fighting. They want to keep this divide. Because you know what? There's no story in people just getting along. There's no story in that, people getting along. There's no media. We don't need the media, he said, speaking from a medium platform. But we don't need the media itself, those news channels, because they want us at each other's throats. They want us killing each other. They go away if we stop looking at them. They go away. And you know what then? They don't just start showing videos of what they want to. They don't show it. So these like Nancy Pelosi got out on a microphone surrounded by people, and she said, thank you, George Floyd, for dying. She thanked the man for dying. Right? That's a weird one. Thank you for dying, George Floyd. Thank you. And every time I think of justice now, we will think of you. So you had to die, George, for us to realize what justice was. Maybe watch a Liam Neeson movie. I think George Floyd would have liked that. If we didn't think, George, you're going to die. Wait, what? You're going to die, but I don't want to die. I got family. No, you're going to die because of justice. Yeah, I know what people don't know what justice is, George. So unless you die, we're not going to know what justice is. Yeah, but I really don't want. I know it's a terrible George Floyd impression, but I really don't want to die. George, you listen. There's no other way to show what justice is. Have you watched any Liam Neeson movie where those fucking Turkish people in shitty tracksuits take his daughter and he goes and kills them all? That's justice. Yeah, but George, we really need a good example. So it's going to. Thank you for dying. What the fuck? Thank you for dying, George Floyd, is what she said. I'm not paraphrasing. I'm not making it up. Look up yourself. I tweeted the whole video. McThomas. At McThomas on Twitter. I tweeted it. The video of her saying, thank you, George Floyd, you had to die. And then I was going to kind of lay into Joe Biden for calling George Floyd's family, and then I found out that he actually what Biden does is he does call military family members who've lost someone in the military, and I thought, oh, yeah, that's nice, that's decent. I can't have a go. Like, people are up in arms that he called George Floyd's family. And I was kind of too. I was a bit annoyed, but then when I found out, because like I don't want to be a guy that's fucking, because that would have been my argument. Like, oh, does he call family members of the military? And he does. So I'm not gonna give Biden a hard time about that. But I know he did call the family too before the verdict, before the jury had made up their mind. Now, isn't that like kind of tampering with the jury? Like, I know it's not like, hey, if you don't fucking give him this, I'll fucking make sure you'll get parking tickets all your life. But isn't it kind of tampering with the jury when like you say stuff like, let's hope the jury does what's right. Right? So to use those words, do what's right, and if you come out, if you're a juror, and based on the facts you were given, you felt that the verdict would have went another way. And again, please, let me just take a moment here to say that I agree with the fact that he was found guilty, and I am happy that he's found guilty. I'm happy that he was found guilty, and I agree with the jury's decision, and I'm just glad, right? So don't fucking take any of these clips and put them online and go, see, Mick talk. But the jury, a lot of people don't follow, and this is my problem with the media. A lot of people won't follow the facts during a case. Okay, I did. I followed a lot of cases that people were surprised that people got off. I just liked looking at it, you know, because I wanted to be informed. I didn't want to be an idiot just yelling because the media said, "Here's what happened," and I go, "What? They did what? Oh, I was looking for this mask. I just felt it in my pocket." I'll leave that there. You know, so I kind of like the facts. So I feel that the media. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Stop rambling, Mick. The fucking mask threw me off. No, but I think that what the jury did is like to have the president say, "Jury, do what's right." Isn't it kind of like putting a bit of pressure on you instead of saying, "Listen, you weren't in the courtroom, listening to the facts. You weren't here." So the decision could have went another way if they had interpreted the facts or there was certain things about the case that you and I never saw because we just were too lazy to do our research. So, I don't know. Is that tampering with the jury when the president says that he hopes the jury does the right, like, and isn't the decision the right thing anyway? Like, I hope the jury does the right thing. I think it is. No matter what their decision is the right thing. Joe Biden. I don't know. But to thank George Floyd for dying, it was disgusting to me. Thank you for dying, George Floyd. You know, it had to. Like, here's the thing. The only person I think we've ever thanked for dying was Jesus. Didn't we say thank you for dying for our sins, Jesus? Isn't that a thing? Hey, Jesus, thanks for dying for our sins. What if they had the media back then? Would the president call up? Would the president go to a platform, get on and go, "Thank you, Jesus, for dying for our sins"? Would they call up Mary and go, "Listen, your son had to die. Your son had to die for us to understand the difference. So thank you, Mary." It's a good job there's no social media back then or any kind of fucking media. You know? But yeah, so now it's just weird, right? And the media are still out there looking for fucking ways to start it up again. You know what I mean? They're not happy with the verdict. Like, what do you mean they're not happy with the verdict? They got charged. They went through a process. He's found guilty. I don't know what you want. Like, what more do you want, media? You want us at each other's throats. You fantasize about this divide in the country. That if there is one, it's created by you. I believe that. I fucking hate the media for that shit. You know what I mean? And I just think now is a great time to move on and you know, let's, you know, people are talking for, now we're not done yet, let's start defunding the police. No, let's just not defund the police. Let's fucking train the police. Let's have better vetting systems of a person who reaches for a fucking taser instead of a gun. Like, that happened, right? Some fucking idiot. I mean, I'm not saying it's because she was a woman. I didn't say that. I'm just saying it happened to be a female. I'm being a dick. You know, she got into a struggle with someone, and instead of reaching for a taser, she grabbed her fucking handgun and shot. Like, if you saw that in a Quentin Tarantino movie, you would laugh. That's what's disgusting about it, right? It's like, it's so fucking stupid of what happened. That whole thing is so dumb that this woman reached for a taser, went, "Oopsies!" Or reached for a taser, grabbed her handgun and shot. I'm like, I thought it was a taser. Right? That's fucking sad. That's disgusting. That's terrible. But like, if we watched that in a Quentin Tarantino movie, let's say if it was like Bruce Willis and he kind of played this cop in a violent scene and he just reached, like, do you remember that scene in Pulp Fiction? Perfect example. Came to me head where he's driving along and he turns around and he leans over and he's got a gun here and he's talking to a guy and then he hits a bump and it's like, bang! He's like, "Oh shit, I just shot Marvin in the face." And we're laughing at this guy's head all over the fucking, all over the back window of his car. And we're laughing at the stupidity of John Travolta's character. He's like, I just shot Marvin in the face. He's like, how'd you, I don't know, maybe you went over a bump. And it's this interaction and we're laughing. And don't sit here watching this podcast, listening to this podcast and go, I didn't laugh at that scene. You fucking did. Everybody laughed at that scene. That's how stupid it was that we laughed at it. So if this fucking idiot who grabbed for a taser instead of a gun, like, so let's fucking, when we say defund the police, let's not defund the police. Let's just pour a little bit more money into the police, train them a bit better. Let's have a better vetting system, like a much better vetting system. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the type of woman that probably forgets to pick up her kids. Like, oh shit, I forgot to pick up my son from school. That's the type, like, if that was a mother who did that, we would fucking, you know what I mean? We would lose our shit. Like, if she forgot to pick up her son from soccer practice or whatever, like, oh, some kid sitting there in the rain, like, no, she'll be around here soon. She'll come pick us up. We'd lose our shit on her, right? Let's not let that person in. You know, I've been to many places where I go, how did you get this job? I'm not talking about police officer. I'm just talking about anything. Like, how did you get this job? Let's use the money, more money for the cops, and have a better vetting system. And let's do this. Let's give the cops cameras here. So we get the full story of the full interaction instead of the 30 seconds that someone got on their phone and the media said, here's what happened. Right? Because I've got stuff on my cell phone, or sometimes I just didn't even bother taking it on my cell phone. Something like, I saw 2 squirrels fighting in my yard, really going at it, like, fuck me. And I was like, I want to get my phone. By the time I got my phone out, the squirrels were running up the tree. So what's the moral of the story there? 2 squirrels run up a tree. It's not. There was a whole fucking epic battle before that, and then they ran up a tree. So the media will not even... You know, like I said this before, like, remember the media would turn up, I'm here outside Al's fucking sugar, blah, 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 and someone died of a fucking diabetes overdose. I said, is there such thing as a diabetes overdose? Now I'm sounding like a fucking idiot. Right? We got to stop going with whatever the media says, right? Because if I get a good video of an interaction, the media are just going to take my video. They're not even going to turn up anymore. They're not even going to turn up to the site anymore in video. They'll go like, do you have a video? Yeah, can we have it? Are you going to pay me for it? No, we're the media, mate. Give me the fucking money. Give me the fucking phone. And then they get the footage. And then that's all they show. And then they use it to turn us all against each other. So I think the money should be put into cop camera. I'm pulling the guy over now. Here's why. Full interaction. Any complaints about the cops. Then we have the whole interaction right here. I don't need to go to his fucking YouTube channel to find out what really happened. That's where the money should go. So let's move on. Let's stop listening to the fucking media. That's, you know, stop listening to the media. You know, they tried to turn us all against each other. Black versus white versus Asian, white versus white. They want it all. They want us all in fucking ruins because that's where the story is. That's where the juicy fucking story is. Like yesterday on Long Island, on 420, a man went into a Stop and Shop supermarket and shot a bunch of people in the office. Now, he was an employee, but he worked at a different branch, right? Now, the media are trying to put a race spin on that one, too, because the guy was black. And the media, the local media here on Long Island, at least, I don't know what they're trying to put a spin on it. Basically, what the story was is that his wife got fired. And then this guy came back in and shot the manager and shot a few people in the office area. Not down, he wasn't in a frozen food aisle, just taking shot at people, you know, people in buying Doritos or whatever. And then he was taking shots at him. Right? So the media tried to put that fucking spin on it too. You know how hard it is, by the way, to get fired at a supermarket, for fuck's sake? So maybe, look at, he's in there defending his wife's honor. Like, what does she do? What did she do that got herself fired? You know how fucking hard it is? I've worked in supermarkets. Do you know how hard it is to get fired from a supermarket job? Right? Maybe she went home and told the husband a different story. Oh, I got fired because he wouldn't sleep with me. And then I wouldn't sleep with the boss. And the husband goes, what the fuck? He goes in and shoots him up. Maybe that's just a story. It doesn't need to be a black guy shot a bunch of white people. So now let's turn it over to black versus white. You don't have to mention the color of anybody. Can you just say a cop shot a person shot a cop? Heaven forbid. Hope that never happens on either side of it again. A guy shot another guy. Why do we have to describe the color of the person? I mean, I get it. I know why. That sounded dumb as I said it. Sorry. I take that back. You need that for descriptions, right? If someone's running away, you want to be able to mention, guy will run down the alleyway. There's a bunch of guys in the alleyway. What's it look like? Hoodie? Okay, what color is the hoodie? It's blue. What else did he have? Red shoes on. Okay, red shoes. What else? Sunglasses. Okay, what else? He had a bit of a limp. Okay, what color was he? I'm not fucking saying. You can fuck off. I'm not. Didn't see. It was a guy with a limp, glasses, red shoes, and a hoodie. That's the only description I'm given. So I realized I was dumb as I said that. But anyway, look it. Let's just hope we all kind of move past this now. Let's just hope people are happy with when he gets sentenced. Okay, and now maybe we forget it and we move on. How about we turn off the television, the news? Get your news where everyone else gets it from. The old woman next door. That's where you get your news. The old woman next door. I used to always get my news. Did you hear what this fucking person? When I grew up in Ireland, that's all you would hear. Like, lady next door, older woman. She gave us all the news. Come here till I tell you. That's what it was. That's how the news started. Instead of like, dun 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 dun. Tonight's stories. Our news we got from the lady next door is like, come here till I tell you. You won't believe what happened. Isn't that a funnier way to start the news? You won't. She knew everything. I remember when I'd be a kid downtown, and if I cursed downtown when I was shopping, by the time I got home, my mother knew about it because she was like, come here till I tell you. I hear your Mick was downstairs cursing. He said the fucking the fuck word and the cunt word. Let's get our news from them. Let's drop the media. We don't need them. They're trying to fight us, put us all against it. We don't get real information anyway. All the media has a narrative. Get it elsewhere. There's different places you can get your information from, like your factual news. You don't need CNN. You don't need NBC. You don't need all of those. By the way, if you're giving out TV shows, I'll take one. You don't need them. Change the channel. Get your news elsewhere. Try get news without an agenda. And you'll be better off. You'll be more informed. And you'll feel better about your day. And you'll walk out. And you'll feel good. And you go, thank God that's only happening in Syria. Anyway, I guess I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks so much again for listening, liking, subscribing, and sharing. Do that, though. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to build it up. Oh, I'm going to drop some albums, my first albums, on YouTube. From 2012, which is delightfully horrible. So it's fucking 10 years old when I was doing comedy a wet day. So please be gentle. But go into the comments anyway. I do read them. I do read the comments on the YouTubes. And thanks for and hit subscribe if you're in there. Appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Whatever you want to do. Remember, Maguire's May 1st. I am headlining. Cannot wait to be back in Bohemia. Cannot wait. It's one of my favorite clubs in the world. The Almost Irish podcast is back, baby. Check it out. New episodes coming up there now too. And also May 21st and 22nd. God, I hope I'm saying that right. I know I'm pronouncing it right. But yeah, I'm back at Mohegan Sun in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I'm headlining. I cannot wait to get back. The things are open up again, lads. So again, take care of yourselves. And as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers. And I'll see you soon. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.